I look at you all, see the throes, looks like you're sleeping, while my MMR gently weeps. I look at the score and I notice we're losing. Still my MMR gently weeps. I don't know how, nobody told you that this was rain matchmaking. I don't know how I got paired with you. I just reported you. I look at our Dota and I notice it's memeing, while my MMR gently weeps. With every mistake, you would think that we're learning. Still my MMR gently weeps.
I don't even know what's happening.
Denny's about to do his stereotypical.
I couldn't do it.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Defense of the Patients. I'm Cyphus, that's Roland, and on the horn with us today. Because
Wow, I can't even introduce myself anymore. It's just, that's Roland at this point.
They know. If they've listened to the Monday show enough, they know. They know who you are. And you probably know who Proud is, but we got him on the horn.
Did you say
here.
I was on? Whose horn am I on?
Yeah.
You're on the collective horn.
Is this like some gore stuff, or is this like a euphemism?
It's, I think
Either one,
neither.
It's not working out well for me. I'm going to be honest. Maybe I should have declined this.
No, Proud said he wanted to be on a Monday show, and
Yeah.
he's like, so what's the format? And it's like,
Nothing.
and that's why he's like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, but press the R button. That's what's going on. Gonna talk about some Dota.
Yeah, we will talk about Dota.
And I definitely want to talk about my first very high win last night with Proud and
Nice.
Flub.
We got some nice koosh going.
yeah.
Fucking blazed it up.
Yeah,
Got rolling very high, and then we won.
some nice
Yeah.
koosh, some nice koosh, and no, that's not legal in the state where I live, and I am a law-abiding citizen.
Oh, so you mean you're referring to, in fact, the skill bracket that you were playing in?
It was some fine.
And not your state
It
of
was
mind.
some fine kush.
That skill bracket?
The skill bracket, yeah, and the movements, and it was just, it was awesome. Me and Andrew both were glowing. We lost one and won one, and it was cool. And Andrew comes out to me and he's like, when Proud says like, "Hey, you can wolf form to get here," he doesn't mean it's your choice. He means wolf form to get here. He's like, I like it. He's like, because Proud is constant. Like, I don't know if it's always that way, but you took like the lead role. You were the one.
When I'm
you were
feeling good, I would say that's the case. Flub is our captain currently. I did yield that over to him because I was doing real bad. But when I'm feeling good, I will not stop talking.
And there was no radio silence, and there was a point in the first game where they're just all chattering about what they're doing, and I'm playing a lion, and it's like 22 minutes, and I'm like, what should I be doing right now? I had to ask, because I was like, you guys are like super calculated, and you're like moving around, like what do you want me to do right now? And they're like, I don't know, just like go stack something or something. It doesn't matter. Just like stack the fucking jungle. I don't know. Like do something like that. But it was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And then I played Marana. Is my only very high win. Is that
Wow.
Marana?
When that game started going bad, I was like, why the fuck do we have a Marana on this team? For fuck's sake.
We won that game, dude.
Yeah, no, it worked out in the end, but at the start of it, I was like, okay, we're gonna lose. We got a Lycan mid. We got a fucking Marana.
Andrew went Lycan mid because he said that he was the Goodwill Hunting. He wanted to say that he was Goodwill Hunting, that he could carry. He did The guy was 5400 solo.
Jesus.
Yeah, that he went up against the Storm
How did
Spirit.
he do?
He lost until we went up there and helped him out, and then I don't know, Proud, do you have a good analysis on how he did? Because you said never do that again.
Yeah, well, I just noticed that it wasn't going well. I think he was getting four-manned, and one of the things that makes a mid-hero a good mid-hero is that it can deal with being pressured. Like, if you can very easily take advantage of, like, okay, I can sit on high ground behind my tower, and, like, the creep wave is never going to be that far from it. Like, but Lycanthrope is not if you pressure, like, if he can't walk up and last hit, like, he can't, if you pressure his lane, he cannot last hit. If you have any other mid hero in the game, for the most part, even like fucking Dragon Knight, he can breathe fire on something. Like Lycan can summon wolves and maybe try to last hit, but that's not gonna happen. So like, I don't know. Like Lycan mid was great after he wasn't mid anymore. After the laning phase ended, that was fine. But like, I don't know, dude. You have Windrunner. Even if the creeps are out of her fucking auto attack range, she will power shot and get 2 last hits a wave. Lycanthrope can't do shit, so they pressured him mid, and he was like, oh, I'm pressured mid, I guess I can't do anything, I'm fucking Lycanthrope. So that's how Lycanthrope mid works.
And I went there, and we had this moment where the Storm Spirit, he was good, dude. He was doing the...
It sounds so intimate. I had this moment...
There was this moment where I thought I was going to kill the Storm, but so I shot an arrow as Mirana, and it's a projectile, right? Mm-hmm. And he zipped it. He zipped it with minimal zip distance by clicking on your portrait, by like... pressing zip and then clicking on your portrait, you zip like 1 unit. He dodged the arrow that would have killed it. It wasn't even a sacred arrow. It was just like a right click.
Yeah, you just right click.
And he
like,
just
okay.
Bloop, and lived and got away. And me and Andrew both were like, "What the fuck, glitch, dude?" It was a glitch, and I went back and watched the replay, and it was like, I watched it on 0.25, and that guy was. He's so good, dude.
Yeah, that does indeed disjoint. Yeah, Wazoo had 27 last hits at 10 minutes mid, which is not great, but I mean...
That's a lot. I thought he had a lot less than that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I always kind of feel like someone doesn't have any, but then, yeah, I mean, Faf had fucking 30 in his offlane, which is good. I only had 40 as fucking PA, but I was getting pressured like a motherfucker, too.
There was a ton of pressure down there. And
yeah, they had like a roaming tri-lane. Like, they had a solo safe top, and then they just, like, I don't know, they ganked through lane. They had this, like, roaming, it was like offlane Disruptor, and then they had roaming Shadow Shaman and roaming Chaos Knight.
Yeah,
they like did like one gank, and then it turned out it was an aggro tri-lane. It just took them a while to get
so
there.
weird.
And I was like, well, okay, guess I'm against a fucking aggro tri-lane. And I'm all tooled up to be solo against a fucking shitty disruptor.
Well, and the issue was, and you kept calling for it, is you're like, supports bottom, please. And we were mid. Like, that was our problem, is that we were always mid trying to help Andrew, and you're like, supports bottom, please. Supports bottom, please. And yeah, it didn't really work out. I landed 1 arrow that saved 1 life, and I still am high off of it, dude. Fafnir on his timber saw was like about dead.
How do you feel about like Mirana just in general? Like, I mean, is that
she's shit?
Okay,
She's shit.
That's how I've felt.
You
like,
have to land arrows. Like, that's the thing. She is worthless unless you land arrows, in my opinion.
Her Ags is like sick good.
Yeah,
it's like really good, but I don't think she's that great of an offlaner. Like, she's okay. I don't think she's a good mid. As a support, she's very hit or miss, no fucking pun intended. And then as a safe laner, she doesn't exist. So
it's true.
I just like, she's like Necrophos. She's an okay hero. It's just like, the fuck do you do with her?
Yeah. Well, I just kind of roamed and hit creeps in the jungle with my arrow.
I always feel like Miranas are lackluster. Why were you even playing Mirana?
Because I wanted to. I felt like playing Mirana. It was a normal skill game.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
it would not normal skill. It was a normal game that was a very high skill.
Yeah.
Unranked, yeah.
Sure.
And so I wanted to be like, okay, if I'm going to go into very high, like, I want to really impress, right?
Yeah.
Like, landing a Mirana arrow in very high.
Yeah, you'd be a god.
Yeah. And I landed like 2 or 3 of my 700, you know what I mean? That were pretty cool. But other than that, no, it was off the back of Proud's Phantom Assassin, which, by the way, coolest Phantom Assassin I've ever seen, the way you've got her dressed up, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's got the Arcana with the newest PA set.
For the most part, I think I have like 1 alternate piece, but I don't want to be too specific here.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to give away my secrets.
Yeah, sure.
And then he has like the red flame. I don't know.
You don't want those copycats out there, you know.
Good at it, dude. It's like a ninja. Like, he plays like, you know, you jump in, you jump out, you jump in, you jump out. Like, it's dodge and weave, dude. It's not the way I play PA, which is like, you have a 50% chance to miss me, so I'm gonna stand here and fight you and hope that you miss me.
Bank on 50. I'm gonna bank on better than 50.
You go the Vanguard, you don't max blur at all because you don't need the physical defense, and you just have like a 5-second cooldown Phantom Strike at like 10 minutes. You're fucking in, you're fucking out, you're fucking in, you're fucking out for 5 seconds. It's great.
Yeah, dude, it was really cool. Both Andrew and I, after those games, we like watched the replay of the game we won, of course, and we were like, damn, just the movements and like. Nobody lingers in the base. Like you know, you'll have people in the base until like, you know, the runes spawn at our skill level, and they're just like they bought their items, they're out, they're active, they're doing things.
I was so mad. Both games, like for fuck's sake, how fucking stupid do you have to be to go for your offlane rune twice in a row? Like Flub did it the first game, and like. Flub plays weird, so I give him a pass on it, but like I just don't understand why anyone ever doesn't go for their safe lane rune. Like unless there's a call that's made, there is absolutely no fucking reason to go to the like. Okay, so you have one hero in your off lane, you have 3 people in your tri lane. Why would your mid player decide to go to the rune where there was 1 person to help him instead of the rune where there were 3 people to help him? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I'll be honest, I probably have never thought of that.
Well, that's the type of thing in our pubs, Proud, you have to realize that it's a free-for-all. Like sometimes you'll have 5 people on one rune, sometimes you'll have 4 people, sometimes you'll have 2 and then 3. Like it's never coordinated. It's never this like unknown pact to like we're gonna go secure a safe lane. Usually I'm at the safe lane rune because I'm playing safe lane. So
okay. So here's my counter. If everything is either totally random or maybe people have some amount of sense in them, why would you okay, so you have like maybe a 5% chance that people act logically and they go bottom, and then there's a 95% chance that people just are fucking random and they do random shit and there's no correct decision. At the very least, you know there's a 5% slant that you want to go bottom, so there's still absolutely no reason like to go top.
No, I agree. And
unless the mid is acting randomly, in which case I'm addressing them making a mistake. So still, like, I mean, Wazoo knows. Next time you see Wazoo, back him on the nose, give him a little, pop.
That's a bad mid.
Safe lane rune, you fucking wolf.
Yeah.
Little shitty dog.
And there were some moments. It was that mid lane, because that's where I spent the start of my game as Mirana, was mid, trying to just shoot down the storm. And I will say the one cool thing that I noticed that I'm pretty sure is that I know the wolves are 100% magic resist, and they pop.
They're not, but good try.
Oh, they're not?
It's like 75 or something.
Oh, okay. But they
90
do so
maybe. Very high, but I mean they take damage.
They will pop remnants though.
Yeah.
Storm Spirit remnants.
Yeah,
and I know
they're not magic immune. I mean, do magic immune things do the same thing? I think they do.
I thought they were magic immune, the wolves. I thought they were absolutely magic immune.
They take magic damage. It's just a very small amount. And they also have like 7 HP regens. So like the second they take a nuke, it does like 5 damage, and then they heal it up. So.
Oh, okay. So it just doesn't seem like they're It's in Marching Machines that I noticed that it's like the wolves can just completely.
Because the March is so like it's such small damage intervals, and then they have 7 regen, and then they reduce it so much, so you don't really notice it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Andrew went for his best hero and I went for a show-off hero. And then they all played really well. Flub is a really good support. And Flub was like getting down on himself hard, dude. And I was like, and Proud's
It's just because he played the bad Shadow Fiend game, which to be fair, he just played Shadow Fiend, so it's destined to be a bad game.
I didn't even think he was playing bad. Like, I thought he was playing actually really well. And he's like, Ags really early, 46 souls really early. And he's like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. That was just so stupid.
Well, one of the main things was when we were trying to siege that tier 1 tower, and then he just like went behind them and tried to ulti without saying anything.
I was with him. I was the one that started that, remember? Because I hit smoke, and he's like, well, okay. And then we looped around, and you're like, I had no idea you guys were there. You should have said something. And we're like, yeah, we could have said something. And then, like, it was a disaster.
I'm like, okay, guys, just sit behind me. I have like BKB. I have my Vanguard. They can't kill me. Just sit behind me. And then I look, and there's I don't even see you guys go. I just see Shadow Fiend's souls run at me from behind the tower, and I'm like, what the fuck? I just said.
I influenced that bad decision.
Not behind from the dire perspective. Ours.
That was
not
all me.
Behind, fucking behind.
Because I wanted to smoke and do cool things and impress you guys.
So you smoked, and I was like, yes, smoke. Now sit behind me, and they'll go on me. And you're like, I won't even let that happen. They'll go on me.
I'll go one further. I'll go around their tier 1.
Yeah, no, that was not when someone's like, okay, sit behind me.
You should probably just.
That's
sit behind
they didn't
him.
say that by accident. That's not like
I
they
didn't
had
say
a,
that by accident. No, playing with Proud definitely super authoritative. Like I've never. I wish you were a shot caller like that. To be
Well,
honest,
fuck.
I wish
Yeah,
you were like.
I guess I should
Because
be.
I'm no offense, but you like never shut up the like entire game. But it's good. You're saying good things. You're saying smart things. But like the entire game, it's like this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. We need this to happen. We need this to happen, and it just keeps you goal oriented. It makes sure you don't become complacent and like, well, I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna go kill the ancients. Like, I don't know what to do, I'm gonna go kill a hard camp. Like, I find myself doing all the time.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
But,
nice
like,
to have the constant reminder.
the like next step that I'm trying to get into, there's one thing that I'm kind of doing now, which is like whenever I call something, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna farm here, or I need to go back to base. In 1 minute, we're gonna try to be top. So like plan your shit around in 1 minute, we have to be top. And that's really helpful that I started doing.
Or saying like, ask me a minute in advance if I want to pull.
Yeah.
And that was the one thing, and it would be like, okay, do you want to pull? And it's like, okay, and it's like maybe 12 seconds in, and I'm going for the 53 pull, like the hard camp pull.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah, pulling. If you there was one time in one of those games where like someone pulled by accident. It was probably someone.
Me.
Yeah, I didn't say that. And then like I ended up with, like 3 range creeps, and I have like 56 damage as PA, and I was like, guess what's not gonna happen? Me getting any last hits.
Yeah, no, I did. I pulled some, and then I died to them because I got it up to a 4 or a 5, because.
And then you died to the neutral stack.
And then I died to my stack once, but they got the kill. Like the stack primarily did the damage, but they got the kill on me, and I was like, well, I died quick, and Proud's like, yeah, creeps do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Like especially the hard
Massive
camp.
amount, yeah.
A lot of hard camp creeps, and then it made me realize how much I fuck with the creep wave when playing like a 5 or a 4, and it hurts the carry. So he's like, dude, the range creep's attacking you. Come on, dude, the range creep's attacking you. And it's like,
Yeah.
and I was fucking up equilibrium. Creeps were like behind him and in front of him, which makes it hard.
Yeah,
Like-
when you're like trying to zone an offlaner, just like don't do it if you're gonna pull creep aggro and stuff, because that's just gonna make it push towards him, right? Like it's way better to wait for the lane to almost be dead and then go. Like I mean, the whole thing with support is like there are all these actions that you want to do, but there are very small windows to do all of them. So a good support knows how to line it all up perfectly. Like you pull and then you wait for the wave to like go back, and then after that you loop around and then zone the offlaner. But if you do any of that in any different order, you fucked everything else up.
Yeah, and many times. I mean, and then it's also dangerous, like especially at very high skill level, to have a 4 stack. Because they had somebody that had good wave clear in that first game.
Well, especially in that camp right there next to the lane.
Yeah.
I know that's always like, at least at our skill level, it's because it's so easy to pull with that camp and to pull and stack with that camp.
Because you just pull a 53, pull right down. It's super easy.
That happen. I know that happens all the time, and it definitely is one of the things that pains me about it, is knowing like we could be stacking this.
And
for
my
the enemy.
skill level, dude, I can like stack the ancients like 9 times, and like no one's coming over there, and then I can take them, and like
there are very few heroes that can deal with. Like if I play Slark and there's a 2 stack, I'm like, shit, I can't farm this.
Yeah, I know.
Just fucking kill me.
I know, but I'm playing Sven mostly, so you know.
Oh yeah, so you don't give a shit about anything.
It doesn't fucking matter. Like if I have 2 points in E and a god strength, like I could be naked, dude, and I can take like a 9 stack. Is how it feels with
Okay,
Sven.
all right.
Legend
So
Wolves have 80% magic resist. This took way too long to find.
Wow. Okay.
And they have 15. They have 0.5 health regen until they're level 4. Once they're level 4, they have 15 fucking health regen.
Jesus.
So every
Whoa.
March does like they'll heal up like 3 robots of March of the Machines in 1 second.
So it looks like they're taking absolutely no damage.
Yeah,
sense.
to the untrained eye, mayhaps.
Mayhaps.
Where are you trying to steer us to?
All right. So before we get into the Battle Cup stuff, why don't we have Proud read one of the new reviews?
Okay,
How about we
sprinkle them?
How about we pepper them in? You
Okay,
know.
we can sprinkle them in. All right, Proud.
Okay, friends, I'm gonna read. Oh shit.
These are iTunes reviews, folks. For those who are unaware.
I'm gonna read the long one just because this person put in a lot of effort. Okay. All right, Alex, Deadman, Lindemann. Don't dox this guy. He's nice. Calling Defense of the Patients a podcast is vastly underselling it. What makes it great is the community. There certainly are a good series of podcasts that will help you become a better player through critical thinking, whether you agree or disagree with their ideas, unless you happen to be one of those people that know more than all other Dota players. They put on an incredible volume of content with a different regular show each day of the week. The community is incredibly friendly and welcoming. That's actually true.
That part, yeah, that's true.
Me, I'm rude. It's easy to find a 5-stack on their Discord server. That is also fucking true. All right? I don't want to hear you stupid fucks say that's not, because Alex said so. All right?
Yeah, that was...
Fuck. Or even find a 6-stack for Overwatch if you really want. That's true. That just happened. That just fucking happened.
Yeah, everybody's all about the Overwatch.
Work.p. Never leave me. Alex, I would never leave you.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. Unless I don't start getting paid soon. And then
you're gone. And then and then we're gonna go out like your father for a pack of cigarettes and never come back.
Oh no, I've got the patch on, bro. I'm going on like 30. I'm probably on 40 hours, no cigarettes. It's for real this time. I'm resolute in my quitting.
Well, thanks, Alex, for that review, and I hope you enjoyed Proud's rendition of your words.
I'm just so appreciative that he made that. I guess I don't even know. It's Dead Man, so presumably a he. Unless they just like the character Dead Man from DC Comics. You never know.
Yeah, that's a tough call. Was that a 4-star, a 5-star?
Oh, that was a solid 5-star. I mean, I don't think
Nice.
we'll ever get a 4-star review unless it's Ursinity, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it really was just Ursinity, and it's because of me. He's
Yeah.
like, that asshole, whoever he is, don't know his name, but he's fucking randoming and ranked. Okay.
Which you did.
Thank you
Father,
for-
forgive me for I've sinned. I have a confession to make. So right before Denny showed up today, I didn't expect him to be here so soon. I get into a game and we're at one of those standoffs in the pub where no one is picking anything.
Are you randomed?
And I got randomly randomed of the 5 people because I was like, I'm not going to fucking pick anything if they're not going to fucking pick anything.
Not only did you random, but you waited to lose like 300 gold.
It's 100 gold. You can lose a maximum of 100 gold before somebody randoms.
God. What
And-
kind of trench is that?
Yeah, so
Like,
everybody on the team...
Surely there's one hero that you wanted to play. Like when no one's picked, that's your free license to be like, I just want to play Phantom Assassin. Then you like,
Well, I was semi-distracted because Denny came in and this whole thing's happening. And I was just like, okay, I'll wait. Someone will pick. And I'm the one that gets randomly randomed Broodmother. Okay, first pick, Broodmother. And then they pick a bounty, and then they pick an axe, and then they pick like the anti-Broodmother lineup. And I unplugged my Ethernet cord. Because Denny just got here, and I was like, all right, we'll get like show business going. Like you're here early, whatever. Like we'll get all that taken care of. Hoping to get like a not scored, like game is safe to leave, not losing any MMR because it was in the pick phase. Nope, I lost 25.
yeah, that's not how that works.
Yeah, I just thought, I was like, what do I do? And just unplugged it, and yeah, I lost 25 MMR for it and gotten abandoned. But
that game would have been shit either way.
yeah, and I mean, and then we had a buddy coming over too that you were like, oh yeah, and so-and-so's on his way over here right now, and I was like, I'm not gonna play a shitty Broodmother game that's gonna last like 90 minutes because I'll do good for the first 10 minutes, and then after that I'll die 30 times. Ugh. What's your take on Broodmother?
She's fine.
I was expecting a she shit.
No,
I really was. Yeah.
Ursi's the guy who's like, that's a shit hero, that hero's acceptable in some lineups, shit hero.
I mean, like Brood is good if you're a skilled Brood player. Like Admiral Bulldog Brood, that's like he just plays it in a way that makes it go late, and that's good. Like Brood falls off. I don't know. There are so many games I play against Brood, and we lose the laning phase, and then after 45 minutes, we're like, hey, shit, it's a 4v5 now. Great.
Yeah.
And then we win.
No, that's exactly how it goes.
Broodmother.
Yep. No, I've played like 100 games of Broodmother. Of course, when...
Jeez.
Well, the reason was I thought it was a cool and interesting hero, right? Like, oh, it can hide under the webs, you can control the webs, you can eat the jungle, you can, you have a really big nuke. And then, of course, you always are like, I'm going to pick Brood, so can I last pick, please? And then you, like, justify it even after there's, like, an Ember Spirit. You're like, no, it's okay. Like, I'll, like, move my spiders away from him when he sleight of fists.
Don't worry, guys.
And dusts me. Like, it's no issue. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
But, yeah, no, I mean, it's always like, this is the bet. There's no way we could lose. There's no way we could lose. I've taken the tier 2. It's 9 minutes. It's 9 minutes. Tier 2 is gone. And then, like, 20 minutes later, it's like, well, we lost. Because you never moved. One, you left your webs bottom the entire time and just kept dying. And yeah.
Yeah, I want to like decode what the good brood is. I mean, it'd be very easy. I just haven't put like time into it. But like, I don't know. There was a time where everyone's like brood shit, and then fucking like Vega played it at the beginning of this year, and he like, or some dude on Vega, I think it was Mag. He like followed some pub star who's really good at brood, and just like
it was all about Scotty. I read the whole forum from that guy who's played like 6,000 games of Broodmother or something like that. And he said there's no reason not to get an eye on Broodmother every game. He's like, it stacks with the slow, the crippling slow.
Oh, that's cool.
But the slow got slightly nerfed when around ESL 1 New York. They did like a small nerf to like 3 heroes, and that was her crippling slow, which made her weaker, obviously. But
yeah.
That's I never built that. I mean, and then he's like Necro book and all that. And yeah, we were there at ESL 1 when Mag went insane on the Broodmother.
Necro definitely makes sense on her. She's a pusher, obviously, but then when you factor in like she needs to be on sentry alert and be looking for wards.
Well,
and whatnot,
some people are like, I love to get gem on her like as soon as I can. And I'm just like, I expect to die like 5 times.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
No, and Necro really is the right on those heroes. It's the way safer play if you want to be able to look for wards.
But no, Broodmother was what everybody was talking about while we were in New York. It was Broodmother this, Broodmother that, Broodmother.
Well, she had worked her way at ESL 1. She'd worked her way into a couple of lineups, like
a winning position. She won. A lot of people thought she like won it for Vega because of Mag. And he did play. He like the.
Oh, it was cool. It was way cool to watch.
Well, just relocating web structure and even like having good movements on Broodmother when you only have 4 webs saved up, like it's just weird. I don't know.
All right, so you both, I didn't get to play in the Battle Cup this weekend. I went and saw Star Trek and all that good stuff instead. But you guys did play the Battle Cup.
Yep.
Proud. I hear you guys had a great run.
Let's hear about all your run, like, and how, because I know you played what, Jug, LD, Sven?
Yes, that is correct. Jug, LD, and Sven were the 3 heroes that I played.
So how was game 1?
Game 1 was good. We first picked Winter Wyvern. We first picked Winter Wyvern actually every single game. And then we picked our mid player's hero second every game. And so we didn't have flub. So I was doing all the drafting and captaining. We had Fafnir. So like we have a 6-man roster, and like Fafnir and Skrunk are normally the ones who like trade up their positions for the most part. So like Fafnir isn't the best support. He's a really good core, honestly, I think, but not that great as support. And Skrunk is a really good offlaner and a really good support. So we had like Skrunk offlane some games, Skrunk support other games, etc. But anyway, we ended up with like a Shadow Shaman. And so we had like Juggernaut, Shadow Shaman, Wyvern, and like Faceless Void and Windrunner. And it was just like a nice all-around team. Super pushy. Our mid player loves going Deso on Windrunner. So we had like Deso plus fucking Shadow Shaman wards, and it was just dope. We like push, and Winter Wyvern would fucking like hold embrace a creep in the middle of the push, and they could just like couldn't walk into our wards, and my spin and fucking chrono and all that shit. It was just awesome. So that was that game.
Was it a stomp? I didn't look at scores.
Yeah, first game was a stomp. I was 9-0. I was 9-0-12. Our mid was 9-0-9.
Oh, damn.
Ursi was 4-0-16 on fucking Winter Wyvern of all things, so that went pretty well.
Okay, so game 2, you get the bear.
That was pretty stompy. Yeah. Then the next game we ran like a kind of minus armor strat. We do our first 2 were Slardar Invoker because we just wanted to get the Invoker, and then we got Winter Wyvern and Invoker because we first picked the Wyvern, and we got Slardar, and basically like, and then we got Venge afterwards because we just need like some hard lockdown with the Winter Wyvern. But the key to running Slardar is you always need to do you either help him in lane, or like. Yeah, so either he like Iron Talon jungles like off the bat, and then you help him in lane as soon as you can, or you aggro duel with him or something like that. He's kind of like how Axe used to be about a year ago. He's like an okay offlaner, but he can't really solo off. But if you give him any help, he can just shit on everyone. So we put Wyvern up there, and like level 1, Winter Wyvern presses Q, and just like they just like run at people and kill them. And like he just got boots advantage on Slardar and just started killing people. When I was like lone druid against Beastmaster. And so we had, so the whole plan was we had Venge help me at the start and just like get me enough to have an advantage where I can solo the lane. And then as soon as Venge was level 2 and we had forced Beastmaster out like once, Venge just ported top and we turned it into an aggro tri lane, and that was like hella effective.
Wow.
Then we took all of their all of their attention went top. Invoker was able to do whatever he wanted against theirs. They like shut down Morphling almost completely because he was their safe laner. And then I just like soloed their Beastmaster and I got like a 17-minute Midas Radiance or something like that. It was really fucking good. But yeah, minus armor strat with the lone druid. We would like fucking Wyvern ulti someone, then they would amp damage, or then Slider would amp damage that person, and they would just like fucking immediately shit down whoever's throat.
Well,
And, like,
that's
I never
smart.
thought about that.
right? Yeah,
Because
so,
you
like,
can
we
still
have-
cast on people. It's just not going
Yeah.
to do anything unless it's like a utility spell.
Right.
So we have Venge with a fucking Solar Crest and Wave of Terror, and then amp damage, and then my bear also with like the Blightstone even. So just like across the board, and fucking like Invoker, Forge Spirits dropping minus armor. So this like Timbersaw with like minus 40 armor gets killed by like a Lion, a Disruptor, and a Beastmaster board. It's incredible.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Shit, you never think
Yeah,
about.
I would have never thought about that. That's where I would definitely be down to run a
Coolest thing
Wyvern
that
combo.
happened was Timbersaw was timber chaining, and he timber chained over a Winter's Curse. And even though he passed through it, he walked back into it because it got the debuff on him. It was hilarious.
So he went all the way through, and then you watched him walk all the way back into the center of it.
Yeah, it was like near the top rune from like the mid side. So like he was at like, kind of like the radiant side, like near the ancients. And then he timber chains up to like the dire side of the river. And then he just passes by the edge of it, and he just like his timber chain finishes, then he just stops and he turns around and he walks back into the curse and then just promptly dies. It was fucking awesome.
So was that a stomp too? Game 2?
It started out kind of iffy, but then as soon as my lane was under control, we turned it into an aggro trail lane. The plan went together. It was pretty smooth. I have like 700 GPM. It's good stuff.
Oh,
fucking,
damn.
you don't come back from like a fucking 17-minute Lone Druid Radiance while you're aggro tri laning. Like that's really good.
Damn. And
Yeah.
Game 3. So
Last one was a struggle.
that game, I was already like sad. Like I was about to turn it off and be like, oh, those poor souls.
No, we had the confidence. They had won like their tier 7 battle cup or something, you said?
One person on their team the week before, the very first week, won tier 7, which is the highest tier.
Yeah.
So they were going up against a team with one dude who won tier 7. So that means like you could go up against Team Secret in tier 7. You could go up
no,
against
he was-
Miracle.
He was definitely good. That was their anti-mage player. He was like, they lost, but he was still 7-3 as far as the score went.
And he was getting more than 10 last hits a minute. Like, easily. More than 10 last hits a
he
minute.
had 500 last hits by the end of that game.
And it wasn't even a
they
50-minute
lost.
game. And they lost.
Yeah, it was a 40-minute game. Yeah, that's really good. It's almost 11 CS a minute.
Which is
yes,
insane.
he was definitely good. No question about that. And that game was a little iffier.
Way
a lot of
iffy, dude. From my perspective, at least.
Yeah. Some kind of questionable stuff. Fucking, I don't know how to put it best. So the draft, we saw that they had like a bunch of kind of squishy heroes, so we picked up the Sand King. That's something we've been working on a lot. Sand King is extremely strong right now. All his magic damage, like, I don't know, if your team is lacking any damage in any way at all, Sand King fills up all the deficiencies. It's like 1,000 fucking AoE damage when you press his ulti. It's like you Lagunic Blade 5 people when you're Sand King. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Then you can like Wyvern ulti and then start epicentering. You're like, all right, we're ready to fucking go. And then you just go off the Winter Wyvern ulti. It's great. And then we had
That's
like the
also
Dark
cool.
Sphere combo with Sven. So like we could Winter's Curse. And then when it's about to like run out, we like vacuum and then Sven blinks in and just fucks everything up. It's great. Really easy to set up shackles off of Winter's Curse too. Then we have Sven and Sand King are both great Ion Shell targets with the Dark Seer. So like I really like the draft. It worked out really well.
Yeah, it was a good draft. The whole time, like, from the draft, like, I watched and was like, yeah, they have a pretty good team. And the entire time I was questioning Darkseer at first, because I was like, oh, man, he can't even take a camp. Like, he has an Iron Talon, but he still can't even take a camp. Now he has to go back. But he ended up pulling out the same amount of levels as Anti-Mage did, because they were running a 4 Protect 1, and it was like a tri-lane. And this Anti-Mage, it was insane, like 17-minute Battle Fury treads Vanguard.
Yeah, that was scary. I looked at him and was like, oh, okay, he's not going Battle Fury first. We have time. And then I look back when like, okay, about the time he should have a Battle Fury, he also has a Vanguard. Great.
Yeah. He was, and his farm patterns were like an 8, like a figure 8. It was through the entire map. And he was like, he didn't miss a last hit. He was so careful to not overextend. Like once he got Manta, he would like Manta from like a mile away just scout out and then like hit the tower like twice, then they'd expire. Like he was so safe. And then he did like a monumental dumbass thing. Like he had a shitload of gold, right? It was 6 slotted. He got his butterfly, and apparently you watched the replay. I didn't notice this while watching it, but they can't catch him. They can't catch him. So finally, their mid Vafa or Sultan Slayer hits a shackle on him, catches him for a second. Anti-Mage blinks. Then Sand King gets a stun on him on the Anti-Mage. Then another shackle comes out, gets him for the 4 seconds. Sven's stun comes in with God Strength, and they're all doing this. And the only reason he died is because he hit his butterfly, taking the evasion away for extra move speed.
Oh, shitty.
Yeah, well, he did that before we even caught him. His idea was he just wanted to rush to the next wave and then get out, but he underestimated how badly we really wanted to kill him.
Oh, and
he didn't have the evasion, and then we just went on him.
Oh, and it was crazy. And so he died, and he had buyback, and it was smart. And they still had... He died to the near their tier 1 safe lane. So they still had a long way to go to get to the racks. So he didn't buy back. He saved his buyback. He had it. And then he came up and he bought something to the point where he didn't have buyback anymore.
No, he bought back that game.
Oh, he did buy back?
Yeah, no, he bought back and we killed him.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, and then Proud got an ultra kill on their racks. Before they raxed them, he got an ultra kill, and then they raxed them, and then they backed.
Morana was solo taking a rax, and so we had to make the decision okay, do we stop Morana from raxing us, or do we just go here? And the whole time I was screaming to just go. When you're against it, so this was the lesson we learned everyone kind of already knows. But when you're against an anti-mage or a split pushing team in general, don't give a shit about trading. What they want to do is be able to trade you. And if they're a split pushing team, eventually they're going to run out of shit to trade with you. So we were okay, if we take this Rax and we win a fight, that's way better than so it's we traded a Rax and got anti-mage's buyback and killed a shit ton of them. But if
ultra kill, yeah.
Yeah, if we just ported back, we wouldn't have gotten anything for our anti-mage kill.
The Morana would have pounced and she would have still got your tower and your ranged if you guys would have ported back.
Yeah, well, if we ported back way earlier, we could have just stopped it completely. But then we just would have gotten nothing off the anti-mage kill. But and then additionally, anti-mage is pushing a tower. It's some tier 2. If we port back to defend our tier 2 3 times, what if we just let it go the first time and then took 3 towers? And because once the tier 2's gone, he has to go even further to actually be threatening tower damage. So don't port back to save a tier 1 against an anti-mage. Don't port back to save a tier 2 if you're trying to get something. If you just let them kite you around the map the whole game, you're gonna fucking lose. So make your call, say where you're gonna push, keep pinging your fucking dumbass teammates and saying no, nothing matters besides this push. Stop stopping for anything. Do not TP back. Don't fucking unless you can solo kill the anti-mage by yourself. Don't TP back to stop him, because then he'll just TP and fucking kill us.
Yeah, he was 8,500 ahead of Proud, and then they killed him. This anti-mage, and Proud was second place, and then their Wind Ranger was third place, and then the Darkseer was fourth place, and the Sand King was fifth place. So this anti-mage had the team on his back basically. Yeah. But I mean, he had so much net worth. They kill him, and Proud's now 4K behind him. Then Proud got that ultra kill and was even, and it was just oh my god, me and Joy were in a chat channel watching. We're just dude, they should lose this game. I thought they were gonna lose this game.
I'd like to watch that replay.
And then I hit up Proud and was good job. And he's I was it's crazy that anti-mage was totally gonna beat you. And he's nah, dude, we knew what we were doing. And after that explanation, it makes some sense, because all the time you're hurry, blink back, or get back. Well, anti-mage is attacking our towers.
More often than not, what happens is panic sets in at our level, and somebody just TPs back without telling you.
Right? Yeah. So
they don't even
have to be unified.
Yeah, there's not even a discussion. It's oh shit, the Rax is going, and then you see a TP going off, or even worse, half the time you see 2 to 3 TPs going off, and then the other 1 or 2 poor motherfuckers is hanging back trying to get the Rax on their own. And not only do we not get a trade, but we end up losing people in the process, and we're down further on material.
And the whole time I was questioning you guys on why you weren't TPing back to defend your Rax, and then I realized that was the smartest thing that they could have done.
It makes sense, because either you're trading 1 for 1, which as you pointed out, what do you care if they're a big split pushing team, Or, even better, you're trading 1 for 1 and you're taking a fight where the AM isn't there.
Well, it was the Marana. But the Marana was like...
Or the Marana isn't there. I mean, either way, you're
Yeah.
still like, you've taken...
She was
You're
core.
still 5v4 versus, 5v5.
Marana was actually really farmed too. She had like Daedalus, MKB, like Ags, and she could destroy anybody.
But all the
on
better.
their
I
team.
mean,
That's actually
regardless.
not true. She had a Manta and a Aghanim Scepter.
She was super farmed. I was just
I'm
using
looking at
items
the
that
game
cost
right
a lot
now.
of gold. I know.
I'm sorry, it would have sounded way cooler if that was true, but no, I mean that was part of the thing is their anti-mage soaked up all the fucking farms, so their invoker, despite them like being ahead basically, had like fucking 300 GPM.
Yeah.
Like, we killed him a shit ton, and he was like, "Okay, can I farm now?" And anti-mage is like, "No, that's all for me." And now I'm gonna get caught out because I use Butterfly.
Yep. And you're Wind Ranger. I've never met Vafa or played a game with Vafa, but he
Lucky
was
guy.
at like 10 minutes. He was like 60 and 40 on like last hits and denies.
Jesus.
He had like 40 denies on that invoker, and just watching his Wind Ranger, it's just like the
His
most
Wind
fluid
Ranger
motion, dude.
Is some solid shit.
It's just
Man.
like and like every little projectile that comes out of her bow, dude.
All right. Before we get to your Battle Cup, let's have Proud read another review.
Okay.
Oh god, I have to do this more.
That's right. We got 3
All
there.
right, we got a short one here. This is by KSJ_, emphasis on the underscore. Shout out to the .p crew, such a great... Sorry, I fucked it up.
That's all right. All right. We'll fix it in post. Take 2.
Okay. All right, this is from KSJ_, emphasis on the underscore. Shout out to the .p crew, such great and consistent content. You, like a capital U, I guess, guys are my go-2 podcast for my commute, period. Lots of great banter, + Dota insights. Thanks, guys, ! Was this review helpful? Yes, no, reporter concern.
Nice.
yeah.
Yes, it was helpful to...
Oh, wait, the title was Dope Podcast. I like him a
Oh,
lot
dope
more.
podcast. Nice. Okay.
Barely to that.
My Battle Cup was not nearly as...
He's just gonna jump right into it.
Yeah.
I thank you for the review.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. KSJ, thank you so much.
You helped.
You helped in a big way. Like these reviews show that we're reputable. Is really how they help them.
I don't know if they do that, but they get more eyes.
Well, hey, I mean, if I was looking for a Dota 2 podcast and just peruse, like, there's a lot of people that have said a lot of nice things about us, and we appreciate it.
Also, if you want to make a review that is exclusively flaming me or Ursinity, I would take that also, as long as there are 5 stars. If there aren't 5 stars, I'm not going to read it. But if you just like flame me with 5 stars, I'll read the shit out of that.
Okay, there you go, guys. My Battle Cup.
Okay, first of all, who did you get? Because I know that you had to like.
I was gonna start there.
Okay.
So I woke up relatively early. We went to the bar the night before.
Yeah.
I didn't drink that much or anything. I didn't. No, I really didn't.
Well, I had to drive you home.
Because I'm not a drop.
Okay.
Okay. Shit, dude. And I didn't want to drive. Like I'm not gonna take risks with that shit, and I could have been above 0.08, but I wasn't drunk. Okay, I wasn't like slobbering like everybody fucking else was.
Like, so interested in how drunk you were.
Okay, whatever. Denny drove the car that I drove there home, and his girlfriend drove his car. Whatever. It wasn't even a big deal. And woke up the next day, felt fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Felt fine.
That's good.
Good
job.
Great.
And Blackheart texted me about like the shirts and everything and then the stickers and getting everything coordinated, and then was like, oh, what's going on with Battle Cup? And I was like, oh, I know Denny's not playing. I don't even know if I'm going to do it. And so Jinjakai's like, hey, we need somebody. And I was like, okay, I'll play for you guys. And I was just planning on playing with like the Devils. That fell through. So it was just me and Jinjakai and Blackheart. We got a hold of Pegasus again. He played our mid. And then Joy Thief's wife gave him permission to play the Battle Cup with us. Our first draft was awesome. Everybody had a good stun. We were communicating really well. We had DK mid. We had Sven, Venge, bot. Everybody had like a reliable stun.
Oh my god, yeah. You have 4 stunners. 2 of which are AoE stuns, and then a team fight offlaner. That's some solid stuff. That's what I like to see.
It was a really good draft. And then Joy Thief was on Darkseer. So we had the only person that didn't have a stun on our team was Darkseer, and we had Lion. So we
Yeah,
had
and he had fucking Greaves pipe. I mean,
Yeah.
some solid. You got the fucking team fight, and then you got 2 stunning supports, and then you got 2 stunning cores.
and we
Great
just
job.
moved up the dragon. It was just when he had Elder Dragon form, we'd meet up, we'd take something, and then we would split back up, and I would farm. Then you'd have dragon form, and we'd push.
I'd just like to point out that Pegasus, my friend, if you ever listen to this, build BKB, not whatever the fuck this plate mail is for. Like, your Dragon Knight. Look at all that armor you got. You're against Ogre,
I don't
Magi.
know. I think we
Global
wanted
Silence.
a Shiva's. I think he was
Why
wanting
the fuck would you want a
or maybe he was
Shiva's?
wanting an AC. Maybe we were going more I don't know what it was.
No, you want an AC, but you just want a BKB first.
Yeah, maybe it was probably for AC. But
It
at
better
that
not
point,
have
I
been
think
for a
like
fucking
Hyperstone would be
Shiva's.
better.
Dude,
He
anytime there's a melee core with a Shivas, like I seen Alk with a Shivas instead of AC, I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus Christ!
I don't think it was Shiva's. It was probably AC because I
It
wasn't.
better not have been.
I wasn't micromanaging him at all. Like he was just doing his thing. The only thing that I asked of him was just be like, "Hey, tell me when you have dragon, and we'll move on it." It went well. It was like 29-6 in our first game. We move on to semifinals, and it was just a bad draft. Like once again, it was like I wish I would have drafted the same exact team. At the second game as we did the first.
Well, it looks like your Invoker just got shit on by that Viper, truthfully, so.
Well, here's the thing that happened is they picked a Viper and a Slark. And in my mind, I am terrified of Slark. I know what Slark is capable of. I play Slark all the time. And so I'm making calls constantly without looking at the scoreboard, which was dumb of me, to get the Slark. Make sure you get the Slark, because we did Invoker Void. We did that as our first 2 picks. And it was working for a second, and then all of a sudden the game's slipping away from us, and we lose, and I'm like, what happened? And the Viper's like 14-3, and it's like, oh, okay, we should have killed the Viper, not the Slark. It was honestly just, we weren't paying attention, we didn't have the best draft.
Yeah.
Because the Slark took us, like, we were like, oh, fuck.
Well, I'd say that's another pitfall of like our skill level is that there's always a focus on the focus is typically on the safe lane carry, and it's not necessarily on
the actual problem.
Yeah, the actual problem that's going on, and even more so. I'm proud. I don't know. Maybe you can like give us some pointers in this regard, but
Probably not.
I feel like frequently what happens is whenever we get to the end of a match, we all get together and, and I'll say, oh, it was that Viper mid that was wrecking us. And somebody will go, no, it wasn't the Viper. It was the, it was this hero who was stunning me every time. It was this hero who was disabling me every time. And then a third guy's like, no, it was this guy who was disabling me the entire time.
It was just the Viper, honestly, because, like, looking back at every team fight that I had, because I got myself Sven again. Well,
I mean, I guess so. Like, at like our level, what should we be working on as far as like prioritizing targets? What should make a hero a target for us when we start a team fight?
I guess there's 2 factors. One, what they can do to like influence the way your ability to execute your team fight looks. Like if I look at these guys, Viper's not really going to change. Like they do. Okay, so Viper does a lot of physical damage to low health squishy heroes. So like a Crystal Maiden, Viper is going to change the way a Crystal Maiden engages in a team fight. Crystal Maiden isn't going to stand somewhere to get in range of the Viper auto attacking her, but like an AA. Viper doesn't really affect you because you're not going to be walking up next to people as an AA. You have a Disruptor. Disruptor's also not going to... Disruptor's going to like glimpse or drop an ulti and then walk the fuck back. Faceless Void. Like none of your heroes really give a shit about Viper, honestly. Like your Sven does. Your Sven isn't going to want to get Viper struck, but like your ability to initiate a team fight is not at all impacted by this Viper.
He got away from us though because we weren't killing him. We were killing everybody but him, and he was just sitting there. And I'm like, how am I dying? And it's because he went max QW. So.
The first thing you want to do is like find out what is stopping your team fight from going off. So you want to figure out what your team fight is supposed to do. So like you want to kill this Viper. The Viper is like doing very well early game. Like if you kill Viper once or twice early game, he doesn't scale at all. So you want to kill the Viper early. You have plenty of tools to deal with the Slark, but you don't have anything specifically to deal with the Viper. So like Slark you can deal with late game. You have fucking Ancient Apparition. Necrophorus you can deal with. You have fucking Ancient Apparition. Slark you have Disruptor for. Like you're fine. You have Chronosphere, all that shit. But like you have all this magic damage, and there's like, so let's say you Chronosphere the Viper. How do you kill him? You're gonna like
hope to catch him on the brim and let me like God strength.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
He doesn't take magic damage. This guy didn't even go mech, but like he's still just tanky as shit. But yeah, so like I would have focused on the Viper. Like you need Sven to God Strength ulti and get him, and then you need like Disruptor ulti to like catch Jakiro and Necrophos from saving him, and AA to stop him from healing up and all that shit.
It wasn't frustrating. It was just confusing for me. But that's because I didn't have the best map awareness that game, because I was having a tough time in my own lane. I wasn't really farming as well as I could have, and we were so pressured. I wasn't stacking ancients like the game before. I don't know if this happens to you, but like when you have that Dom creep down there and you're getting pressured, it's really easy to forget to stack.
No, I mean, like if you're fighting at 53 seconds, you don't really have too many options. Like to not stack.
I mean,
I share control with other people.
I shared control too, but like we were all.
They're also play with these fucking idiots who can't do anything.
Well, no, Pegasus, like in the first game, Pegasus.
I was kidding.
I know you're kidding, but like he did a really, really good job of helping me do that stack, and I'd be like, okay, I got it, don't worry about it, like I can get this one, and he'd be like, okay, I got this one, and we were communicating who was gonna stack the ancient with my domed creep, and God, those ancients meant like a really fast blink dagger that I was never really able to get against that Viper, which was I needed that type of initiation. It was a slow, painful death. And then the Necro, I believe he got Ags. And then it just got more painful, and we called GG. And they did a laugh face when we called GG. They did the anti-mage that's like chuckling or whatever. Yeah. Didn't even say GG back or anything. And it was just like, And they went on to win the whole fucking thing.
That sucks.
Very skilled 2K players.
It was Division 4, so yeah, probably 2K, because I have the option to play Division 5, which I think is like your 3K. Division 6,
more or less.
4K, 5.
6 is like 4K to low 5, yeah.
Yeah, and then 7 is just Wild Wild West. Like
more or less.
Yeah, it really is, dude. Yeah. Did you know EG took second place in theirs?
Yeah, I saw that.
Really?
I didn't know if the tweet was a joke, but I guess now I know.
EG is like the EG as a team. Like
no, I know.
Like their whole team lost the Battle Cup. And it's just like,
I mean, just playing randos.
Yeah, I mean they queued up for tier 7 and they lost.
It'd be fun to find those games.
I know, it'd be really fun to find those games and see what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're studying how to beat EG, check out their Battle Cup run.
Yeah.
All right.
The people that beat EG, imagine how cool they felt.
You feel like a god.
Oh, yeah, you would feel like a god for sure.
Let's have Proud read that one last review, and then let's close this bad boy out. Hey, this is you said you wanted to read them.
Which one? Which one is the last one?
Whichever one you haven't read.
It's the one by Convex Mirror.
I just fucking.
Oh yeah,
Diverdan. I wonder if you need me to read this shit. You can't even fucking talk. By Diverdan, entertaining and helpful. 5 fucking stars. No, we didn't mean to fucking spoil it, but that's what it is. These guys do a good job with their show. That's true. This is a true thing, Diverdan. Thank you. They have a variety of shows. Okay, let's see. Everyone keeps saying we have a variety. Say something else next time. For every type of player, they are able to have interesting conversations while still making them about helpful topics and still make them fun. Okay. Would recommend to any Dota fans or players. I like to delineate like fans and players because I mean not everyone plays this game and that's fine. Sometimes you just need to learn.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to watch. It's like football, only fun.
It's like football, only fun.
Yeah.
Here's your next review.
And the cool thing is like you can't just be like, hey dude, you want to go play football? Yeah, let's queue for a football match, and in 3 minutes we'll get one. Like it doesn't work like that.
Someday in the future, though.
Yeah. I mean, with virtual reality and all.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It'll be a blast.
It's a shit joke.
That's a shit joke. Wow.
Sorry.
All right, close this out.
All right.
That's it? That's all?
That's it.
Dude,
That's the show.
It's been an hour.
That's what we do.
Your episodes are short comparatively.
Well, I mean, we don't sit
Well,
and
we
wax
don't
philosophical.
yeah, we don't
you know?
drone on about daggers and blink strikes
About
and whatever you guys talk about. on
My
that.
bear.
What is it? Try Hard Thursdays or what's your show called?
What?
What's your show called? Try Hard Thursdays? Trying Theory Thursdays or something like that?
Why are you trying so hard?
I am.
That should be the slogan for Try Hard Tuesdays. Why are you trying so hard?
Why are you trying so hard?
All right.
Gonna close it or?
Yeah, we're going to close it. You find us at defenseofthepatients.com. Follow us on Twitter at @p_show. Find old Proud at Proud Dota, because, you want to hear this man and what he has to say. He loves when you tweet him questions about all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very friendly, as you can tell.
Great.
Of course, find us on iTunes where you can leave us a review, like all of the fine folks we read today did. Those reviews really help us. It's a free way to help the show if you want to help support us in some way. Just helps with iTunes rankings, getting us, just getting eyes on the show, which is the best thing we could ask for. You guys are the best form of advertising that we have.
The other way you can support us is donating directly to my PayPal. You can just PM me for questions about that.
It's at Proud Embezzles from .p@yahoo.com.
It's Hotmail, actually.
Hotmail.
From Yahoo.
Proud Embezzles.
Proud to embezzle. At Hotmail.
Yeah, Proud to
Proud to
Embezzle.
Find us, you can check us out on Patreon, though, to support the show in other ways, patreon.com/defense of the patients. And you can always click through the Amazon banner, which, we know you guys are out there using Amazon. It's free. They give us a cut of whatever you spend there, just because we're the ones that sent you. I think that's going to be it. Big week coming up. Oh, TI5 Hype Week, or TI6 Hype Week. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Well, I'm excited for 5 too.
Yeah, TI5 Hype Week. You can go back and listen to that if you want to. Get hyped all over again for an event that's already occurred.
I don't think we're having any of the same people from last year. For our Hype Week.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We have Capitalist in the bag. That one's recorded, and that's going to be released.
Yep.
We have a recording time scheduled with LD. He's going to be coming on the Hype Week.
Casey Atchison.
Casey Atchison is a maybe. She might be joining us to talk about doing interviews and what it's like behind the scenes there. So there's a big lineup. Some other folks that we can't even quite mention yet. And then the meetup. We want to plug this meetup as much as possible so that folks know it's the Royal Gaming Cafe in Seattle. We're going to be there around 7:30, depending on when the events end every night. They have computers there if you guys want to play Dota. You can watch us record a live show. I think Toffees is going to be joining us at least for one of those, if not a couple of others. And we're talking to other folks to pop in potentially and be guests on the show there. So you never know who will be there, but definitely the .p folks will.
I think PPD said he'd sit down with me.
Yeah, he's going to give you a one-on-one coaching session.
Yeah, tell me about Ancient Apparition and stuff. Is what he said. So.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Or was that a dream?
Is this a dream?
Can I call out Grouty?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dude, okay, so I'm the Grouty defense force for the most part because everyone's a dick to him. But I was just trying to figure out when the fuck to buy my when I should arrive at TI, and he's the most unhelpful. He had a hand in organizing some of this shit, right?
Yeah.
He knows at least when he himself is fucking arriving. So I'm like, okay, when should I fly? When are people arriving? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, how many fucking ways can that? That's a simple question. When do I arrive?
I'll answer that for you here. Sometime in the afternoon on Monday, August the 8th.
On Monday, right, yeah. So he said, well, most people should be in by Monday. And I was like, okay, so most people are coming Monday or are they coming Sunday?
Everybody is going to be there Monday, August 8th in the afternoon because we're driving up.
Oh, I know. You don't have to fucking tell me. I talked to Sam for half a second and I figured it out. So here's what I said. So I should fly in on Monday. And he says, yeah, Monday or Sunday. So if I fly in Sunday, is that okay?
No.
He says, I don't understand why you're asking me. I'm like, I just want to fucking know, man. How fucking hard is this?
If you fly in Sunday, you will be sleeping on the street for at least one night.
Exactly. I said, so Sunday is good? And he says, there's nothing stopping you from showing up a day early and doing touristy shit. And I say, besides from whether or not we have a fucking house or someone can drive me from the airport, and he just doesn't respond. He's like, okay, I've done my job. What the fuck? Is that not the stupidest fucking... And then I talked to Sam. I was like, so when are people arriving? He's like, most people are getting in Monday at 2.
Yep, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
That's just like you did.
Yeah, I think we'll be at the airport at 2, picking up just everybody who's
Flub and
flying in.
Ursi lands at 1:40 and Flub lands at 2:20. So we're gonna be at the airport for at least.
What time does Growdy get in?
I don't know.
He apparently doesn't just fucking know anything. So ask him. Ask Sam. Sam knows.
Well, speaking of Grouty, I'm glad you brought that up because it reminded me of another plug. The in-houses every Wednesday night. We don't plug those often enough. There have been huge turnouts lately. Grouty is like as much shit as everybody gives him, and we just finished giving him. He's a gentleman and a scholar because he runs that fucker pretty well. He keeps it.
His in-houses are honestly fucking top tier. I'm so glad you guys aren't handling that shit anymore.
Yeah,
Because
me too.
that was a fucking catastrophe. But now it's good.
Yeah, we're not good.
It's I mean, it's a little dull in between games, but I mean, other
Oh
than
yeah,
that,
it couldn't. Yeah, oh, God forbid that he do something other than sit there and read the list in order of everybody's ranking. Hi, this is Roland. Looks like Jekyll's on top again this
honestly,
week
I was just
with
kind of
475.
I was
points.
bummed that I had to do camera control for the next 4 hours, dude. That's why I was so sad every time I had to get on the
Well,
camera.
we figured out the camera control issue, thankfully.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, my wrist hurts from 2 days ago.
Oh, and I'll plug the subreddit too. You guys know it. Defense of the Patience is the subreddit. Go check it out. Jay Gucci runs that thing, and that's where we're going to be coordinating like TI plans with everybody. We'll put a post up there here later this week with the address and all the pertinent details about the meetup.
Oh, also, our 82L team, .p hard or .p less than 3, 1, 2, and 0.
Yeah.
2 bitter stomps.
Well, now come on.
They were stomps. But I
Is
just
it
want
bitter
to,
if you win?
huh?
You said you won, right?
Yeah, we fucking stomped
So
them
why is it bitter?
because they were. I'm still bitter.
It's not bitter. I'm sorry.
Those guys were super cool about it. They
Okay.
I'm bitter that we didn't win harder.
and they
our
caught
team
like
needs the work.
and they did. They weren't one of those teams that like made you push to the ancient and complete it. They called the GG when it was obviously over.
Oh yeah,
You
they
know.
did. They caught 17 minutes in one
Yeah,
game.
in that one game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Grouty, but there's one thing that pisses me off. It's like I try really hard to ask the most like specific questions that can't be misinterpreted. And all my fucking work for nothing. I just didn't. Dude, like if I send one question and you just answer in a way that I just can't fathomably understand, like I don't really get upset, but I'm like, what the fuck?
All right,
Add Grouty Dota if you guys want to tweet
Produce this
Grouty
and I'll
and find
listen
out
to
what's
it and I'll
going
feel
on.
bad.
Yeah, no,
No.
please do tweet Grouty and just ask him what's going on for TI.
What's going on, Grouty?
You can find Flub at Flub Dota with 2 B's.
Oh yeah, we'll just plug everybody. I don't know. Fuck it. We're done.
We plug the Flub. It rhymes.
We
Just
plug,
do it.
yeah, plug the flub.
Flub gets brought up like on every podcast now.
And on the show that I was only supposed to do, like, I did like only like 15 minutes with Proud. I ended up doing like an hour with Flub. It was just
I
so
wondered
good.
why that file was
that,
so big when
like-
it came my way.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
get placed as everyone's favorite .p community member by this fucking Flub piece of shit.
It's close. I mean,
Let's give him captain of my team.
it's
is
close.
close.
He's
Close.
a nicer guy than you are, but I
Not
don't
here
know.
for the Battle Cup. Just saying.
Yeah, you guys did win Tier 6 Battle Cup.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was cool. And I watched it. So, yeah, congrats.
Congrats indeed. All right, I'm doing it. Until next time, this is Cyphus for Roland and Proud saying good luck and Godspeed.
I wouldn't say that.